Hi, I'm Eric Sorensen with Sorensen's Guide to Powerboats. We're at the fall of 2016 boat show in Newport, Rhode Island. It's a great place to visit and sample the local food, local color, and history, and also see some wonderful boats. There's a real variety here, power and sail. So let's have a look around and see what looks interesting to us. So we're looking at an American Tug 39 here, great little cruisers, 12, 14 knot cruisers. We'll look at a couple of features as we walk down the boat, things that I look at. The first one would be the stem on this boat is almost plumb. It's almost straight up and down. So when you haul the anchor, which doesn't have a very long pulpit, an anchor pulpit, it's going to be very close to the stem and vulnerable to damage. So be very careful that you have either no way or preferably a little bit of sternway on as you're hauling the anchor up for the final few feet so you don't damage the stem. They do have a little stainless steel sheath right at the top of the stem to give it some protection, but it makes the hull vulnerable with such a short anchor pulpit. And this American Tug, it's got a beautiful hull. First of all, it's dark blue, so it's a blue boat. It looks like Newport, which is where we are. But also, it has seams designed in or carved into the hull mold. It looks like a caravel plank boat, which really gives it a beautiful look. It's a more difficult way to build a boat, but they put the time and the labor into doing it right, and it has a beautiful effect. It doesn't affect the boat structurally whatsoever. It's just in the outer layers of gel coat and matte, but it's a beautiful effect and well done to American Tug with the way they've pulled it off. All right, let's look at the visibility from the outside here. Up in the corner of the windshield, we've got probably good 8 inches of frame here that we can't see through. I would really like to see that narrowed down because it affects your sight lines from the wheel. You're going to have to be moving your head back and forth to see what's off in this direction. And the same thing in the middle windshield. It's quite a large frame there. I'd like to see that reduced. Some of the French boats, the Beneteaus and the Genots, have done a really good job of almost eliminating obstructions to visibility. So that's an area where this boat can improve. Two basic kinds of windshields that you see on pleasure boats today, the ones that slope aft, which is the great majority of pleasure boats, and the ones that slope forward slightly, we call Western style windshields. They are a ship style windshield that slopes forward. The nice thing about the windshield that slopes forward is that there's much less or no glare at all from the dash. There is no dash below. It's the deck house forward. So if the trunk cabin underneath the windows is a muted color or a dull color, you're not going to have any glare, and that's really particularly important at night. When you're running, you've got lights off the instruments and the electronics, and glare can wreak havoc, especially with a windshield that slopes aft that has a bright dash underneath. So if you take a sea trial on one of these boats at night, you'll probably see a big difference between that and a conventional cruiser. One thing to look at with a powerboat is the location and the height of the side lights, the running lights. Why does the height matter? Well, there's something called counter detection range. It's the height of the light, and of course the luminosity, the brightness, but it's the height of the light that determines how far away somebody else can see it. Imagine a thought experiment, if it's 6 inches off the water, you're not going to be able to see it very far away if there's any waves or any interfering objects at all. The higher you get up, the more likely it is another boat's going to be able to see it at 3, 4, 5 miles away, which is what you want. You want them to be aware of you. This American Tug has its side lights up way off the water. I'm just guessing 9 or 10 feet. A great location for it. The other thing about this location, it's not in the line of sight of the person driving the boat. It's not right in the bow of the boat. So you can get a little bit of what we call backscatter. If you're looking straight ahead and there's a combination light right in front of you, that'll impact your visibility and your situational awareness at night when it's right in front of you. I like the American Tug's side door here. It's got a door right at the helm, so whoever is running the boat can jump out, get the bow line, or also just open the door, get some fresh air, and talk to people on the dock, maybe the line handlers who are helping them dock the boat. So it's a really good feature to have. I'd like to see these frames a lot narrower because it's going to block visibility and reduce situational awareness, but having the door is a great idea. A little bit further aft here, I also like what they've done. You can see they've pushed the deck house out a little bit, which increases the volume in the salon inside the boat, more volume, but they still leave a good 12 inches or so to walk out here.